Hi, I'm Annie Lichny, and I want to thank you for joining me for some meditation today. We're going to stretch out the lung area, the rib cage area, and really stretch out the diaphragm. And I'm just going to chat with you for just a few minutes here as we stretch, and I'll talk. So really pay attention to your breathing as we stretch. So we'll start here, pull over to one side, whichever side, and breathing in and out to the one side, the rib cage, the front and the back, feeling the diaphragm moving, really breathing out, feeling the expansion against the rib cage as we go through both sides here. And so as you feel this in and out, just listen. We are going to talk about habits. When we begin a new year, when we begin a new season, or if something shakes up our life and has us assess things for ourselves, we start to realize, we all have some habits that we really wish we didn't have. Everybody does. We'll stretch out to the other side, really feel the breath coming in and out here. We all have little bad habits that maybe we'd like to change, and so we think about changing them, and we'd like to change them, and we put some effort into changing them, really stretch here, feeling the expansion. And we'll go back and forth one more time each. Really stretching. Your focus is right on this side rib cage, feeling the expansion. And so one piece that's really wonderful about meditation is that we can actually change our habits using the focus of our mind in meditation. So that's what we're going to do today. We'll take one final stretch on this other side. I'm going to use a small detail of my life, which would be in the late afternoon. I really kind of start this little craving. I get tired, craving for a salty type of a snack. And what I'd really like to do is take that small little habit, that detail habit of that craving of going to salty snack, and I'd like to replace it with something, so I'm going to find something positive to focus on. So I encourage you to do the same here today. I'm going to focus on really wanting to change that salty craving snack around 4 in the afternoon into maybe enjoying a wonderful cup of herbal tea, something like that. So that we'll find a replacement, we'll find something positive. And so I encourage you to maybe think about that a little bit as we use our imagination and our mind's ability to focus and create images in this meditation. So that's what today is going to be about, changing those little daily habits and in replacing them with really wonderful, new, wholesome, healthy habits. So we'll take our comfortable posture, really feeling a full, spacious, open front here for the lungs, the diaphragm, everything to really open up. And really paying attention to a very dignified, upright posture. Feeling your feet. If you're sitting in a chair, you could maybe feel your full feet flat on the floor, the soles of our feet. We're going to close our eyes down. And I would encourage, if it's possible, to breathe in and out of the nose as much as possible. Not only in meditation, but also in daily life. They're learning more and more about the science of the breath. And I'm trying to scatter a few little tidbits of that through the meditations as well. How important it is for our overall energy during the day to breathe in and out of our nose when it's possible. Have our hands placed comfortably on our laps. And just tune in. We can leave everything else at the door here and just come into the space that we're in. Feeling how we are just right now, right here. We might feel restless, tired, energized, contented, peaceful. There might be a combination of all of those things. Sometimes the body might feel pretty good, pretty strong, pretty vibrant, and then the thinking mind might be a little restless. That's okay. Just know what we have here to start and make space for all of it. We're going to use our focus, our mind's ability to focus, and we're just going to turn the volume down of the thinking mind, that inner voice that we have. We're going to put that in the background and really plunge all of our focus into just being right here, right now in the body for a few minutes, just to fully relax. Relaxing is about taking a look at how we contract in the body and seeing if we can soften up just slightly. It releases a lot of our own daily energy if we can release some contraction just throughout the body here. So let's start with our feet and our lower legs and using our focus, exploring the felt sense, not what we're thinking, but what we're feeling throughout the soles of our feet. Are there any sensations you can notice just right here, right now in the soles of the feet? And maybe one foot feels different than the other. And maybe there's certain places where you really do feel this vibrational energy, perhaps, an electrical quality through the soles of the feet. Just notice, maybe wiggle the toes a little bit to get a sense if we can start to feel them. And sometimes we just feel numbness, a nothingness. That's okay too. There's no right answer. We're just exploring our own internal workings. Imagine we could feel right in the middle of our feet, up through our lower legs, and bringing the breath in there. So the breath, while it originates in the belly, we also now can use our mind's eye and imagine that the breath is actually also coming up into the feet and the lower legs, right up through the bones, the blood, the muscles, all the tissue, feeling more deeply on the inhale, feeling what's here in this lower part of our body, this part of the body that connects all the time with the earth, with the ground underneath. It keeps us stable and connected. Feeling what's here, noticing the sensations. On the in-breath, feeling and then releasing, gently letting go of any tightness, any contractions that we might notice or feel, and just allow a gentleness, a softness, kind of a sense of care for ourselves to be here as we start just through our legs. We could come up right into the felt sense of the knees, exploring the left knee, the right knee, noticing a difference, different sensations, perhaps even a little bit of achiness if we have knees that have some injury, and they still speak to us sometimes, right? Noticing what's here, breathing in through the knees and up through the thighs. There's incredible power and strength in our thighs. All of the muscle and bone and tissue working so hard for our mobility as much as it's possible. See if we can feel the sensations on the in-breath. So breathe in and feeling like the breath is coming in deeply in full in-breath into the legs, the feet, the lower, the upper leg, all the way up to the pelvis. Just feeling the sensations. And then inviting a softening, a releasing of any tightness, any contraction on the exhale. And now through our sit bones, up through our belly, our lower back. Again, our lower body really, through our pelvis, is very stabilizing. Even if we have aches and pains in our joints, there's a sense of stability, a grounding, with the help and support of gravity, just holding us here. We can feel the stability, the holding here. Feeling very peaceful, calm, and stable throughout the lower body. So we can breathe in and really feel the sensations throughout our whole lower body, through the lower belly and the lower back, the weight of our seat on the cushion. On the exhale, soften everything, release, let anything melt down and away from us, down below with the help of gravity. So we can really, in this way, this is how we can relax. By coming inside of ourselves and knowing maybe where we are tight and tense and contracted. We could come up through the rib cage in the front and the back, the shoulder blades, the upper chest, right up to the shoulders. On the in-breath, really feel what's here. Feel any emotional charge in the chest area, which is very common, kind of a sensitivity or a tenderness, or sometimes a density. Feeling through the back, feeling through the shoulders. Our bodies are triggered by emotional and overthinking stress, triggered into the shoulders, and we tend to tense our shoulders up quite a bit. Feeling this on the in-breath, noticing if this is true for you, and then inviting an internal, using this internal voice that we have for good, for care, for kindness for ourselves. Using this care, releasing, softening the shoulders with our focus. Our own focus can soften within the body, feeling a softening. We can really experience this. And down through the arms into the hands and the palms. Breathing in, feeling what's here. Noticing any vibrational, electrical, alive quality. And then releasing and letting go of anything that's tight or contracted that can soften. As we contract, we hold energy. It takes a lot of our daily energy to hold this tightness in place. Relaxing is just releasing and letting go of this tightness, this contraction. Coming up through the face and the skull. Maybe noticing this social face we have. That we have tightness maybe around the eyes, the forehead, the temples, in the jaw, in our throats. This social face we show the world. We want it to be just so, and at the same time, right now, just in this moment, we can soften and release any tightness, any holding. It helps to just drain away any sense of worry, even slightly. So breathing into the whole body, feeling from the feet all the way up to the top of the head, filling up, feeling this filling up on the inhale. And the belly is doing the breathing here. The breathing is coming from this lower part of our torso, filling everything up. And then invite a caring, softening, releasing, letting go of contraction on this exhale. And now just for a minute here or so, we're going to just focus on the breath. We've used the breath to help soften the body, relax the body. And now we're really going to focus on the breath. And we're going to breathe in and out for about a count of 5. I want you to use your best judgment, what your body needs and tells you it needs. A count of 5 might feel slower than you might want. Just test it out so it's comfortable. You don't want it to be uncomfortable, but we want to have a very slow, intentional breath on the inhale and exhale. The breathing is originating from the lower belly. So the inhale, the belly button moves out like we're filling up a balloon in our lower belly. And then releasing and contracting the belly button back toward the backbone on the exhale, And we're going to do it for about a count of 5. So I'll prompt 1, and then I'd like to have some stillness and silence for you to count for yourself a slow, deliberate inhale and exhale. So we'll inhale. And exhale. Feel the belly moving in and out. This is where our focus should be. And then we inhale. And exhale. And you continue with your own cadence and own rhythm. Bring all your focus to your belly. We'll do one more inhale and exhale, and then just let the breath breathe itself at the end. Very slow, intentional inhale and exhale. And now just let the breath breathe itself and check in with your body, with your mind, the thinking mind, our emotional state, how we're feeling right now. And I'd like us to think of some small daily habit, some gnawing habit that we've been thinking we really want to change that. And we're going to use a positive replacement. I want you to imagine you're going to find some positive replacement for the habit that maybe you've wanted to change. Finding some small detail, very simple detail, and bringing it to our mind's eye, this positive, healthy type of a habit that we want to incorporate into our day as a replacement for something that we want to change. Really imagine doing this new habit. For me, as I mentioned, it would be making a cup of tea. in that late afternoon, imagining all of the details that go into this new habit, where you are, what time of day it is, what season it is, if you're with anybody. Imagining the smells, if there's any tastes involved, any sounds. Imagining with so much clarity and detail as you can, all of the small, tiny details, really bringing yourself through this new habit in your mind's eye. And if we get lost in other thoughts, just come back to the focus of this new daily detail, this really wonderful change we'd like to have. And we can bring it to our mind's eye in such a robust way. Feeling also, now that you have this in your mind's eye, this full reel of seeing yourself going through it, can we also feel in our body how this new habit feels? Really experience the felt sense, just like we've explored through meditation, the felt sense in the body. When we bring this up in our mind, can we feel at the same time the enjoyment, the care that the body is also experiencing of this wholesome new change we want to make? There's a spaciousness, an aliveness, a sense of accomplishment in creating space for this new habit. It feels really good to the body. So when we imagine this positive change throughout the day, in very small glimpses, it really helps us to reinforce from a very positive perspective the ability to make this change. Instead of focusing on the negative thing that we want to change, we're focusing on how we're changing it. And the body and the brain and our neural networks, when we are constantly maybe getting small glimpses of this image that we've just brought, it's much more likely that we're going to be following that path, that very positive path toward this positive change. The brain and the body will move in that direction when we keep focusing in that direction. So I encourage you to use this image and keep bringing it up in your mind's eye for a few seconds at a time throughout the day. And it will really help to start to weave this new change into your life. I want to thank you so much for your time. I'm so grateful to be able to share some of the wisdom that I've learned over the years. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.